Shalom, upreziti Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, Bashem HaKadosh, the ones that elder apostles, great millstone that rule well, and Shalom to all the brothers in the works and certain truth. Yeah, you had a funny little protest this weekend where they're saying it was 115, no 150. They said up to 150. I think it was initially saying like 110. It was like 115,000. They said it went up to like 150,000. Down in Central. It's on the Sun, so it says 25 arrested as protesters held glass bottles, flares, leaving 26 riot cops injured in London March. And then and looking at it, it's very similar to the previous unrest that happened with what was it called? Where the girl got stabbed, the Taylor Swift dance party. Whatever it was. Just geezers from out in the sticks come down to London to defend the Union Jack, defend the St. George's Cross. So obviously the whole thing's been what do you call it? About what is it? Raise the flags or whatever, the Raise the Flags campaign. Where everyone's putting out, the Union Jack, the St. George's Cross. And it's really being spearheaded by what's his name? Tommy Robinson. Who's bought and paid for. That guy was of no renown or no kind of level, but he's basically been pushed and maintained in a spotlight because his connections, the small hats and whatnot, they've really supplemented him to kind of keep this guy on a certain level, and then he gives a lot of people what they want to hear, man. Where they're trying to have that whole British pride, talking about the migrants. Get 'em out! Get 'em out! It says one was left with broken teeth as another was sent to the hospital for possible broken nose and concussion. Surging crowds headed to Whitehall, central London, this afternoon for the Unite the Kingdom march, as numbers far exceeded what police have been expecting. And it's funny because, you're more likely than not gonna have Scots or Welshmen rolling through, because as much as they say unite the kingdom, those people up in Scotland ain't really trying to fuck with them. Irish most certainly ain't trying to fuck with being British. But that's kind of people aren't keeping those things at the forefront of their minds anyway. You don't really know about these things. These guys are sitting there thinking, they're Anglo-Saxons, bro. The angelic sons of Isaac, so, they're bugged out. And anyway, this is all just, part of the chaos to let further force come in. Same thing, it's like you have the Charlie Kirk situation where, off the back of that, more or less any action, any form of locking down from the federal government, from Trump, is going to be justified because why? They've basically had to hold the well, it's this, it's a fucking insane situation. For a guy to just be chilling and then just, start vomiting blood out of his throat. Well, not even vomit, his throat just erupts. A fucking fountain of blood just coming out of his throat because he got sniped. And he's not even a geek, like he's not even relevant like that at all. But then getting taken out that way, he's become a linchpin. And it's like even over here, his process over here really off the back of that. Funny as hell. There's no doubt that many came to exercise their lawful right to protest, but then many came intent on violence. They confronted officers engaging in physical verbal abuse and making a determined effort to breach cordons in place. And yeah, it's these men, just a lot of these men just came on crud. Yeah, that's what happens. These men, will. Actually, they got a woman in there trying to hold a guy down. Yeah, good luck with that, man. Like a fucking Ireland flag over there. What the fuck's that guy doing there? Get him out. Got a Bombo Ross Claw Irish standing with the English. You thought you'd see the day. Disgusting. But yeah, these men were just on crud. And that's what a lot, that's the thing, is a lot of these your average Brit or English or whatever, they're not on any kind of level. They don't know what's going on. They're not clued in. They're not aware. Like, they're really not up to snuff. They're just being pushed by the flow of these narratives, man. These narratives that are moving forward, they're basically just running with those. They're just being swept up in them narratives, man. Because what they say, dozens of Robinson's pals. Yeah, Katie Hopkins. Yeah, Elon Musk. Does it have a... Says Elon Musk even appeared by a video link as he congratulated Robinson for putting together an amazing event. Asked by Robinson why he was supporting the event, South African-born Musk said, "I'm primarily of British heritage, British ancestry. I want Britain to be greater than it ever has. I want Britain to remain Britain. There's something beautiful about being British. What I see happening is..." Wait, did he say it? Well, apparently this guy was calling for the dissolution of a parliament, apparently. So it's. But that's the thing. It's all this is really doing is stirring up, these incredibly high IQ individuals, to go out and make a mess, get themselves arrested, thrown in jail, whatever. And it's funny as well because you have a lot of these, these guys are hopping on the train, they're coming out of a station. You have a lot of these different systems being built to kind of track these guys as well, where, you go back to, 2011 riots, where, Jake were burning down like bricks in certain spots, Tottenham and that. They like back then, it's like people were getting caught out, for the smallest infractions back then, where the system set up there. But it's like here where they have things like everything tracked, and then as well, it's like they're gonna be able to go to, how you traveled, how you paid for things, to kind of get like, okay, you get down. They might be able to do big mass arrests, and then kind of bring in that aspect of the system where they can be like, okay, for security purposes, where if you're traveling in a around certain times or whatever, then you gotta justify that, or certain things that there's powers they can bring in, because primarily whenever these events go down, the key thing is always the what do you call it? The laws getting passed, the powers getting consolidated after. I said fucking Katie Hopkins, you know. Katie fucking Hopkins. He said millions attended the march. The raw numbers between 110,000 and 150,000. Fucking Welsh flags there too. Ugh, disgusting. Bro, the Welsh is like the least resistant. It's the Scots and the Irish that really ain't fucking with England on that same kind of scale. And then stand up to racism. I said Charlie Kirk. Bro, what the fuck has that got to do with anything over here? That fucking KFC ad behind him. Fucking hell, that's funny. 26 officers thingy. But yeah, read this. 2 Timothy 3:13. But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. That's really what you got going on, man. It's deception. These guys are being stirred up and roused, with things that aren't even the solution to their problems. The origin of their issues is that those that are in power in their civilization are not giving them a peace. They are not giving a flying fuck about getting you guys on the table, getting you guys on any kind of level, where you can be set up, man. They really don't give a fuck about you guys, and that's been observable for a hot minute. It's really been clear, like they really don't like you like that. They don't care for you, and they're gonna continue to not care for you. But deception is getting them embroiled in race wars, and really is all for prophecy, because it's gonna push to the point where they're just gonna be they're not gonna be what do you call it? It's gonna push to the point where they're just they're not gonna be what's the word? Well, they'll not respect their kings nor princes, man. That's really the peak it's gonna hit. It's gonna hit where it's gonna be that big revolt, that revolution. But that's what they want. And then with that, then the system, the elites can come down with their full force. And you're seeing it in the States. Trump's just been bringing the military, and then just standardizing, like, okay, getting the military involved with different police in different cities, saying, oh, there's a crime wave here, there's this wave here, and then what does it say? But continue down the things which thou hast learnt, and hast been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learnt them. And yeah, continuing what we've learnt. That's why it's like, as far as for us, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. We can see it's like, this is just something that's rousing up the people, to bring about confusion. But yeah, I'll leave it there. Shalom. Shalom.